Okay, so now we've put the 2 screws into the bottom of the extruder platform, and we're going to go ahead and power on the machine in the back, and it'll turn on. And what we're going to do is, first of all, load the filament. So we've gone ahead and added the filament over here to the back, and we took off this little back screw, put the filament on, so it's rising up through the middle here, and the one on this side would rise up on the inner side. And there's no tube for this to travel through, so we're going to check out how that's going to work for us. The end of it is bent like this, so we should go ahead and clip the end of it so that it's straight. And we're going to go ahead and load this filament. So down here on the menu, you're going to see that we're going to go to, it's hard to see the screen through the video, but we're going to go to Utilities, we're going to go to Change Filament, and we're going to load the right extruder. And it says, please wait while I heat my extruder. This is the right extruder. When it first starts heating, it's going to take a few moments, the fan will turn on eventually, and we've actually just heated up our extruder so that the video won't need to wait as long while it's heating. Once it's reached its target temperature, it's going to make a noise, and it's going to tell us, please insert the filament. And you're going to want to insert the filament into the top of the extruder. We'll show that process, and you're going to want to apply some gentle pressure until the filament has gone all the way through and is coming out of the bottom here. And please note that while it is heating, any old filament that's in there when the machines were assembled and originally tested will probably start to ooze out a little bit. That's fine, you can just go ahead and leave that there. Okay, we've almost reached our target temperature here. Okay, so it says I'm ready. So we're going to press the center button. It's ready. So now it says when the filament is being extruded through the nozzle, press the M button, which is the center button, to tell it to stop. So right now it's attempting to pull it in, and we're going to insert it into the hole on the right extruder, and we're going to apply gentle pressure so that we're helping or assisting the motor. And you'll feel it continually grab, and you're going to let it pull through for a good inch or so. And at some point you'll see that at the bottom, there we go, it starts to extrude. Go ahead and let it run for a good 30 seconds. You're not going to be wasting much material. It's a very fine strand that comes out. And you can see that this machine was actually tested with what looks like a black or a gray material, and now it's just changed to more of a natural or a white color, which is the same material that our unit came with. So it's been extruding for a little bit here, and now, okay, so when the filament begins extruding from the nozzle, press M, which is the center button, one time, and we're done with that process. We're going to back out, and we're now going to do our second step, which is leveling the build plate. So I press enter, and we're going to just pull off that extra filament. And right now this is an aluminum build plate. It has one layer of gold colored capped on tape, and then it has blue painter's tape above that. And you're going to be printing on the blue painter's tape to start with. And first, when you go to level the build plate, it homes everything, and it says to go ahead and turn these screws. It says to tighten them, so that tightening them will actually lower the platform. Since they're spring loaded, when you tighten the wing nut, it'll actually lower the platform. And it says to turn them all a few times and then press start. And what's going to happen is, it says I'm going to move the extruder to various positions for adjustment. In each position, we will need to adjust 2 knobs at the same time. Nozzles are at the right height when you can just slide a sheet of paper between the nozzle and the plate. Okay, so it's going to move around, and we're going to grab a sheet of paper of some sort, and we're going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up a little bit. And there's a little bit of extra plastic on there as well, which is making it difficult to see. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a tiniest gap, there you go, between the platform. So I'm going to take a sheet of paper and probably tear it a little bit. Okay, so take my piece of paper and I'm going to slide it under just the right nozzle. Right now we're only using the right nozzle. At a later time, when you start using two nozzles, you'll need to adjust them so they're the same height. But right now, this piece of paper slides in too easily. So I'm actually going to loosen this a little bit, the front right wing nut, so that it raises the platform, and I can feel now that there's tension. A little bit of tension. So I'm going to press M, and it's going to move to the next position. And in the next position, we're going to do the same thing. I can see that there's a lot of room back there. Way too much room. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, I'm going to loosen up the back right wing nut on the platform until I visually see that it's almost touching. And I'm also going to raise up the back left one, just so that it's a little bit more even. You can see that the extruder nozzles are not even. We're only concerned about the right one for now. Okay, there's a little bit too much friction. I can't fit the paper under there. Okay, that seems just about right. Your first time doing this, you'll probably go through it a couple of times, because as it moves around to different areas, you'll note that you'll need to adjust the front right and the back right at the same time. I'm going to turn off the video and continue this process myself. Once I'm done going through this whole process, I'm going to do it one more time. And now that the platform is starting off in a much more level position, instead of being shipped here, it'll be much easier to do it the second time.